I just thought I'd pop on and do a video, explaining ratings in a bit more depth. I actually put up this horse here, Rosario, won at 14-1 earlier, just so you can see. Let me just get it up for you. 14-1. It was in the 235 at Goodwood. There you go, Rosario, 14-1. It won a neck, came nicely from the back, went around the Stuart Williams runner and won. So, everyone was happy. Let me explain a bit of ratings for you. So, understand my logic and how to do ratings. I worked for a private Australian horse racing company for 3.5 years. I've got a very good understanding of ratings. You're supposed to find a bit of a benchmark when it comes to races. So, for example, we've got this race here. You add £3 on 9 stone 7. It's a 95 rated benchmark race. But I actually find, to be fair, it's a little bit harder to give a proper rating, I think, especially with UK racing, idiosyncratic tracks and what have you. It just becomes very difficult. So it makes a lot more sense. Here you add 6 on, it's 100 rated benchmark race, £5 higher than the race before. But I much prefer a different way of rating the races, and this is going to give you a lot better understanding of doing form, and I'm sure you'll be able to write some comments below on how you do your form. But this is going to give you a bit of a bulletproof guide. In fact, I'll also show you the 345, because I put up a 17-2 shot that came second, ran very well. So here we go. So giving understanding here. So Shagran, 230 days off track. That's a big negative. Yes, Sylvester de Souza does ride well for Mick Appleby, but the way that I would look at this is go, right, so 230 days off the track is still running off that 101 official rating, 101, 101, and it was well beaten when last seen at Doncaster as a 3-year-old. Yes, it could have improved 3 to 4. It's been off the track. I get that, over 7-8 months, whatever. But the way I would look at it is going, Mick Appleby, bit of a plot specialist. Would he be aiming for this race, or is this a sort of a comeback run? And I'd probably put my money on it being a comeback run, especially as it's a little bit high in the handicap. It's beaten quite comfortably off that. But let's do a little bit of maths, and this is where, if you follow RPRs, you're never gonna win on UK racing. They're just not good enough. Okay, so let's get started here. Haydock, 9 stone 9, and your whole point of this is you're trying to find an anchor. I'm gonna call it an anchor. I think that's the best way to look at it. So if we say here, right, 9 stone 9, it won a half a length off a rating of 98. So let's use that as our benchmark, okay, for compare, because I like to eliminate horses. I like to say, yeah, I don't think that horse is good enough, essentially, in comparison to the field. Yes, there's a lot more deeper ways to go in it, but I'm just giving you one way of doing form on the races, and it will just improve and improve. So, for instance, you got 9 stone 9 there, official rating 98. Ignore the RPR, not very good. So, let's go down here. Holcombe Bay, 9 stone 2, 95 rated. Now, and it won short head. Now, if we were to analyse these two horses next to each other, it's a bag of rubbish. This is carried £7 more, right? And it's £3 higher in the handicap. Yet RPR's 106 and RPR's 108. This is what I'm saying. It's a load of rubbish. When in actual fact, that's far more impressive, especially over the distance. 5 furlongs. That today's a 5 furlong race. this is far more impressive, this run here, than that run there, because it's carried more weight over a shorter distance. Now, yes, Murphy was on it, so you could then also argue that's its peak run. It's ran as best it possibly can when it was last seen, before the start of this year. As we can see here, it's come back and it's just not done very well. And again, we've got a bit of a weaker jockey, shall we say, £3 claimer on it. But let's just go back to this. So 9 stone 2, okay, £7. There's £2 difference, granted the 3, but you've got to look at it as like, just because a jockey gets £3, are they actually worth the £3, or are they effectively still running off a 9 stone 7 mark? That's how I would look at it. So here we go. So this one half a length, this one a short head. I'm knocking this out. I'm saying Shagran's more impressive than Holcomb Bay. But to be fair, I'm knocking both of them out because I don't want to be with Shagran. It's time off the track. It's high up in the mark. So I'm just going to... I just don't want to be with it. This is just my opinion. Okay, so coming on to a couple of interesting runners now. So as we can see here, we got Toca Madeira, Tommy Jacobs. First run back after quite a lengthy layoff. It was actually 2.5 lengths behind Shagran, but 96 ran off a mark of 96. Still the same mark today, when it was only beaten a length, 9 stone 5. However, this is where I kind of like contradict myself, but I know what I'm doing, so this is where I'd go with it. Rosario was the selection, okay? 9 stone 9. Okay, so it's carried £4 more. Yes, it's been beaten 2 3/4 lengths. Now, if you go off the old pounds per length, £3.6 over 5 furlongs is so over 1.75. You know, technically 1.75 times 3.6. That's technically £6 better. Toca Madeira, if you just take the raw ratings. However, they both ran in the same race against each other. Now, again, this is where it's a load of rubbish, because how is a 9 stone 5, just because it's come second, beaten a length, given a 104, yet 9 stone 9, so it's carried more weight, is only given a 97. Now, they've used the pounds per length, as you can see, £6-7 difference between the two, but the reality is there's not that much in it. It's actually a lot less. Okay, so I actually prefer Rosario, okay, and that's why I am taking out Toca Madeira. It's also a little bit of a weaker jockey, so I just don't like it. I can't really explain it. I'm just saying this is my own way of thinking. I don't want to be with it. Now, interestingly, I'm not a huge fan of horses that sometimes sit a little bit back, you know, towards rear, slowly away. That's not ideal, but it's come back. Couple of runs, couple of freshen up runs this year. It's been running fair. I'm not going to say it's been unfortunate, but if we look here, look, Kieran Fallon's on today. It's been running pretty solid. Okay, no complaints. Pound down in the handicap, which is quite lenient, I think. So I do like that one. Okay, I do like that one. Now, this is where it does get a little bit interesting. Is this horse here, Tattersall. Okay, check my battery's not dying. So Tattersall here, 9 stone 7, 93. 9 stone 9, 95. This was only beaten a length. However, long time off the track. Yes, it is a course and distance winner back here, but it's still quite a big jump up in level of ability. It'd be wrong of me to say I didn't. I actually put this horse up as well. I made a mistake in that this 246 days off the track, I would have gone against it. I actually, human error, I missed that. I just wasn't a big fan of this runner. Looking back at it now, it's easy to say after the race. But we've got race fitness on our side here. This is the better horse, okay? Also, just throwing this out here, look at this, 28-1. You've got something called a public perception rating. The public rated at a 28-1 shot is massively exceeded expectation. But again, we'll get onto that another time. I don't want to blow your brains in one day. Okay, so on to the next horse, Miss Attitude. If memory serves me right, this was a bit of a higher price. Look, beaten 10.5 lengths at Bath in a listed fillies race. Not ideal. Again, 8 stone 13 here against 9 stone 9 off a mark of 92. It's, Rosario's £10 better running basically the same race and £3 better in the handicap and only giving it £2. You just don't. That's just a bad bet. We just don't want to be with that horse, okay? Rhythm and Hooves, all weather form, in very good form. Not going to complain. £4 less in the handicap. However, again, I'm not making excuses. I'm taking the value plays and what I believe is the value plays. We go to here, 9 stone 8. If we go like for like, okay, 9 stone 8 beaten 3 lengths. 9 stone 9 beaten 3 lengths. There's £8 difference between the two here. I just don't like this. I'm just not a fan of it, and I was happy to swerve. Existent, the eventual second. Now, Stuart Williams, I love him on the all-weather. He's the best. When it comes to gambles and plots, he's brilliant. But I just, on the turf, harder to find. A lot harder to find. 8 stone 4, so £12 lighter, plus Warren Fentiman, who I think's fantastic. He's probably worth the £5, definitely. At least 4 of the 5. And I'm sure plenty of you will agree with me in the comments. So it's getting 12, 17, 16, 17 pounds. Huge advantage. A stone and £2 on Rosario. But let's look again at the maths of it. That's the most important thing. That's what we're trying to do here. Let's just try and find a like for like, because that's the most important thing. So it's running off a mark of 82. It's the highest it's ran off in recent times. Okay, 81, 81, 81, 80, 80, 79. So that'll be its last turf run if we go into it. Let's just have a quick look. So this is just loading. As you can tell, I am just doing this off the cuff. I am not pausing or anything like that. Yeah, interesting. Wise. The handicapper's put it up £3. It's a bit unlucky, that, to be fair. I think that's a bit harsh from the handicapper. So it's running at a top weight, and it's, even though it's down £3, it's a like for like, basically. That doesn't inspire me. So we've got the £12 difference, and I'm taking this run here as a very good run. Now, let's take 9 stone 9, 95. Let's just use that as our benchmark against this last run here. Or we could even let's use this run. It just makes it a bit easier instead of 8 stone 7. There's only £3 difference, okay? And they literally were both beaten 3 3/4 lengths. But there's £15 difference. That's how much difference there is between the two. Okay, so Rosario, £15 more than Existence. Kind of losing my words a little bit here. But basically, there isn't an advantage to be on Existent. Yes, it has come second. And it's carrying £12 less than Rosario. But I believe that Rosario still has £3 on it, just based on the handicap. So 95 versus 80 is £15 plus The added £3 on top. It ran a £3 better race than that. I want to be with Rosario, hence it won. So nice little result. So this next race we're going to quickly look at. I actually came second, but I'm going to go through this because this will be pretty quick. So we've got a 6 furlong race at Goodwood. The eventual winner was chairman of the board. You're just not going to see me backing 9-year-olds, I'm afraid. 8's about the maximum. So, Walifi, favourite, 88, 9 stone 5. I actually knocked this horse out pretty quick, to be fair. Obviously, it won 2 lengths, 79, 9 stone 3. But if we have a quick look, so Nebworth, 9 stone 5, 86, actually won. I just wasn't a fan of this horse. Keeps coming, running well. It's still a little bit high in the handicap, Nebworth, in my opinion. Yes, first time blinkers could ignite a horse. Gambling yard, I know this. Doncaster, it just doesn't look advantageous here today. Running off the same mark and carrying an extra £11 just isn't. It's just not a horse that excites me. I can't really explain it, but I just know it's not a horse I want to be with. In comparison, I'm just going to knock this one out. I just didn't want to be with this horse, okay? That's just the way that I do things. Walifi again. Kawano, yes, been running in Bahrain. The form's so bad, let's just ignore that. Chairman of the board. Okay, I got this one wrong. Let's see why I got it wrong. Goodwood, it won. It was actually pretty well back this morning. Let me look at the Goodwood form. Goodwood, winner. Couple of well beatens. Oh, well, they've shoved that one into it. That's today's race. So, winner, couple of well beatens, beaten half a length. I can't use that word. Won by half the track in a novice many years ago. So it obviously likes the track. An error, human error on my side of things. But that's by the by. Let me just plug in my battery. Right, so let's see 9 stone versus 9 stone 588. Okay, that was its last good run. One on heavy, today's good. I struggled to find this horse, and that's part of it. That's part of the game. You're going to miss the odd one here and there. It's very difficult to be right every single time. And to be honest, we're not trying to be right every time. We're just trying to play the maths, especially when I feel it's in my favour. So I didn't have this horse. I wasn't a fan of it. You know, you could go back, say, well, it loves Goodwood. Big positive there. Connor Beasley. He's gone well on it before when riding. He obviously gets jocked up when today's the day, if that makes sense. So I wasn't a fan of that. But let's come on to the one I was a fan of. Mason Patel. He's actually a pretty decent apprentice. He's got a lot more to give. I'm not going to discount him at this stage in the game. But let's look at it. So, £9, £3. So that's £12 difference between the two. Ran here 9 stone 4, 9 stone 5, practically the same, although a length difference, 78, 88. But that was over the 6 furlongs. Maybe the 5's just a little bit sharp, but that also was a return to racing run. So I'm quite happy with this selection. Again, 17-2. Jockey takes £7 off. in life you have to take a little bit of a risk. The reason I went against Walifi, I decided time off track, distance wasn't, it's been running over the wrong trip. Yes, it did win at Newmarket over the 6, but it's only just one. I just wasn't a fan of it. 238 days off the tracks, not positive. Coming back, top weight, top rating, just wasn't a fan. That's why I discounted that. So I do like this one here, 9 stone 10. Yes, that was on your weather. 78. That was a good run. I probably used that run. These two runs are both very solid. Yes, we have got Count Otto, but I'm not putting up and I'm not backing 10-year-olds after 439 days off the track. I'm sure they do win. I just don't want to be with it. Remove. Capote's Dream we have got here. 8 stone 11, 8 stone 8. Again, let's just find our little anchor. Okay, interesting. It's beaten half a length, 9 stone 2 on the soft. It's beaten 3 and a quarter when last seen. Danny Muscat, a bit of a plot jockey. Especially on the old weather. So we take here 71. Let's look at this one here, 9 stone 10, 78. So £7 in handicap plus the £8 in weight carries. And we're knocking another 7 off that, so we're technically 8 stone 4. We're getting £4 on this one. Just wasn't a fan. And the eventual, like I say, the eventual winner was chairman of the board. Let's look at the full result. Nebworth, again, I just wasn't a fan of it. It's been beaten 4 lengths. Capote's Dreams ran alright. Walifi, look, halfway down. 11 to 10, lay of the day. Let's just have a very quick look at all of this. So as we can see here, I put up Son of Sarabi. It ran well at Doncaster first out, well beaten today though. Rosario, originally 11s, 365, 14 to 1. Return and Spring Bloom, 17 to 2. So I hope you've enjoyed the analysis. I'm going to keep doing these analyses of mainly on winning races, but I'll do some losing races where I get them wrong. And it's a lot easier. We're going for decent standard racing now. It's a lot easier to start understanding. When you start using the maths, you're going to get results, okay? So make sure like, follow, share. If you want to join my tipping group, yes, we've been absolutely smashing it. Had loads of winners of late. It's not exactly difficult. Let's have a look. 4 to 1 winner, Big Mojo. Al Wasila, 7 to 1 winner on the 29th. See, I'm only putting out 1-2 bets a day. Count Palantine, 25 to 1 win each way. Couple of losers. Couple of poor rides. Alazi, 15 to 2 each way winner. Tamfana, 6 to 1 each way second. Job done. Couple went nowhere. Capital Guarantee, 100 to 30 winner. Spartan Arrow, 5 to 1 each way winner. We had Electric Storm, 4 to 1 winner. Shorthead beaten 9 to 1. That's a bit unlucky. Organ, 6 to 1 each way. Blah, blah, blah. As you can see, guys, I give good write-ups, good understanding. If you want to join, the link is in the description below. It's a sub-launch page, and you'll be able to start winning, okay? And we will see you on the next video. Okay, good luck.